So, welcome to What is Art as Therapy? I'm Teacher Maita. You can call me Teacher Maita or Miss Maita. Any of the two will be okay. Alrighty. So, let me just tell you or breeze through the facts and fictions, or myths as we call it, about art as therapy. So, if you see here, art as therapy, why not just art therapy? Para mabilis, para shorter. What is art therapy? Why not art as therapy? It's the same. Art therapy. If I just keep saying art therapy, people have different notions in their head when I say that, which is why we're gonna be talking about the myths and what is art as therapy or art as a therapeutic tool. All right, so here it is. Myths about art as therapy. So some people believe art as therapy is instant, that one session will fix everything. No, that's just a myth. It's not instant. Yes, we will be addressing something every session. There will be something that we try to um, address, only because I don't want to open anything that I cannot close in one session. Will most of these things be superficial? Yes. Can they be very deep? Yes. But I don't want to open anything that we cannot close in one session, because we only have 8 weeks in my sessions here, right? So this is a little different. Okay, so another myth about art as therapy. You know, when you see somebody on TV or a kid on TV, and then the policewoman or the doctor or the psychologist or the mother will see the drawing, and then she's like, oh my gosh, my child is abused. Those are just on TV. That's not like you sit the child down and they would color, and then suddenly you see blood, gore, guts, and everything in that drawing, and it means he's suffered trauma. No. Okay, that happens, but it's not on the first session, unless of course the child draws and I saw this, or this guy did this to me. Then that's different. But for ones who have suffered abuse or trauma and they cannot articulate, what makes you think they can articulate it through drawing? So it's not an instant thing. It takes time. I think maybe at least about 10 sessions before the psychologist would be able to really figure out what happened there. And you need to be able to work with a psychologist with that, okay, not just an art therapist. It would be a bonus, of course, if your art therapist is already a psychologist. So they can be just one person doing that. But for you to see the ones on TV, the kid coloring and suddenly figure out what's happening, no, that's just a myth. That's just on TV. Okay, another myth about art therapy is you need to be an artist. No, you don't have to be a good artist. All you have to be is a willing artist. Next, art therapy is just drawing or just adult coloring books. No, it can be. Those are some of the tools in the process of art as a therapeutic tool, but it's not the end all be all. It's not just this, because remember, we have multiple intelligences. So with the rise of multiple intelligences, so does art as therapy. Remember, art is a very, very big thing. You have literary art, you have visual art, you have new form arts. So there's so many types of arts. And then under visual arts, you have painting, drawing, sculpting, even performing arts is a form of visual arts. You have music, you have all those. So each type of art can be used as a tool, but not one form of art is that's it, or it's just coloring book, or it's just drawing. No, there is very different. Example, some people can use drama drama as a form of art therapy. Whatever they cannot express as themselves, if they put on a persona or maybe a mask or maybe makeup, they transform into a character, they can express themselves more. Some people, they cannot say it outright, but if they write poetry describing the event that they feel, let's say something felt so overwhelming to me and I just can't say that it's overwhelming me, but at the same time I want to say that it's overwhelming me, then I make a poem about a tsunami crashing against a city because that's how I feel. So that is a form that we use. There are so many forms of art. There's so many forms of 2D art, so many forms of 3D art, and so many forms of 4D art. All right, so another myth is it's just like art class. Again, no. My sessions in art as therapy is not. I'm not going to teach you brushstrokes. I'm not going to teach you how to balance this. I'm not going to teach you how to do that. Excuse me. I might teach you a particular type of form only if I feel or only if the activity calls for it. But for me to tell you to balance your artwork, it's not very balanced. That's not it because, as I said, this is the process. The important thing is the journey more than the destination or your artwork. Now, last thing that I will tackle that's myth about art therapy, that it's only for rich people. So I've heard this. I've heard this from some people that arts and arts as therapy is only for rich people. No, it's not. No, it's not. There are some people online who give art therapy sessions for free, including myself. I've done, I think I've done three in the past 2 years. So most of my sessions with art as therapy, I've been doing this more than a decade already. But prior to the pandemic, I've been doing the sessions face to face, so or in person. I go to the center or they go to my house. Okay, so uh, all of those, the ones that I go to the session, the sorry, the ones that I go to the center for, they are for free. Different forms. I've used writing and I've used painting. So far, my two mediums are really painting and writing. The last myth that we're going to talk about is art as a therapy is only used for rich people. No, no, that's not true. Prior to the pandemic, um, me as an art therapist, I've been going to centers for more than a decade. I've been volunteering different places. They are in person. It only stopped during the lockdowns. So but after the lockdowns or during the lockdowns, I've decided to offer art as therapy online. I think I've done three free sessions already. Now, with the sessions that I'm doing, there are some things that are free and there are some that are not, but it is not just for rich people. I try my hardest to give out free sessions. So if I do have free sessions, please spread it around, share the link. Perhaps someone you know might benefit from it. Okay. So, no, that's also just a myth. There are people out there, not just me, who give this out to others in need. Okay, so what is art as therapy? So, art as therapy is a tool in the process of expression, decompression, or meditation. You can release your deepest feelings into the art instead of putting them on words because it is hard. It is hard to put things in words, especially spoken word. So, I think I've given the example that you could use poetry, you could use songs, you could use fiction writing as your meditative tool, but you could also draw. So it can be used as a meditative tool and a mindful exercise. Okay. And it is, and can be used as a way to de-stress or decompress. Right. So a lot of the things that are happening around us feels like, oh, it's overwhelming. It's COVID or monkeypox or global warming or another lockdown or back to face, the traffic, this, that. So these sessions can be used to de stress. Our therapist is not a substitute for a psychologist or a psychiatrist. We cannot solve your problems. The process does take time and it's not for everyone.